how come there has not been the capture of one of these paranormal creatures so that for once and for all we can say to the skeptics, look, here it is?
Well, I honestly think I have two mindsets on this. The first one is they might be very, very reclusive.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, they could represent pretty much, it has to do with the folklore and the mythology of our culture. I think in many cases it's not so much the creature itself, but what it represents. We want to have a connection with the unknown and the paranormal. If you take a look at most cultures, each one has its own form of the Mothman or other paranormal creature. We've got the Sasquatch,
yeah.
We've got the Mothman, and so on and so forth. It could be something that's real, that's tangible, and that probably, if that's the case, it can be captured one day. On the other hand, it could be something that is representative of the unknown, if that makes any sense.
It does, and I'd like to ask you, why do you think the connection to the unknown is so important in today's society?
Well, first of all, we are losing touch with our past. We're losing touch with the legends and the ghost stories that would bring us together as a culture. I think that as technology becomes more and more up to date, as technology advances, there's a good chance that we're losing touch with our past. And that's why I think it's absolutely crucial to learn about the history of places, to learn about the ghost stories and the legends, and so on and so forth, so we can keep in touch with our roots as a culture.
One thing I've learned over the years doing this show is that ghost hunters are actually historians.
Absolutely. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
About 80 to 90% of the paranormal investigation does not take place at the haunted site. A lot of it has to do with doing research at the libraries, interviewing people, looking through the archives at newspapers, doing online research. Once you've got some information collected about an area, say about a car accident or a train derailment or some other tragedy, that's when you can go investigate the place. I mean, there is a method to doing a paranormal investigation.
Well, we're going to talk about the proper procedure of doing a paranormal investigation on the other side of the news. So I don't want to get that started and have to stop you. So we'll do that on the other side when we come back, when we have a 17-minute stretch that we can get into the meat of things. Why is it, in your opinion, Richard, why some people can see a ghost and others can't?
Well, I believe in a lot of cases it has to do with our mindset. I think everybody, whenever they're younger, they're open to that. I think that in a lot of cases you've got the imaginary friends whenever you have a toddler or a young child. And in a lot of cases, we kind of dismiss that. We as parents tend to dismiss that, and so the children, as they grow up, tend to ignore that. And, well, it turns out that I think that whenever you have somebody that keeps that mindset open, they might be more prone to actually picking up a ghost or a spirit.
Yeah, it's funny because I know exactly what you're talking about with children and their invisible friends. One of our daughters used to have invisible friends, and I never discouraged her. Never.
Oh, no.
You know, and so many parents will discourage their children when they start talking about imaginary friends and special friends, angels, whatever the case may be. And I think that a parent does more harm than good by discouraging this.
I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. I think that if we have some parents that are open-minded or some role models that are open-minded, I have a feeling that many of the people, as they grow up, they'll continue to see that. They'll continue to, if you want to call it, have a, Yeah, you can call it whatever you want to. Some people will call it psychic ability. Some people call it sensitivity. But that's why you have sensitives. That's why in some cases you have, for lack of a better word, ghost whisperers, people that can communicate with the other side.
You see, I look at life when it comes to communicating or having a paranormal experience as a multi-band radio. Some people are the AM side. Other people are the FM side. And then you've got the people who have the ability to listen in and tune into AM, FM side. And in my opinion, that's where the paranormal realm is.
That makes perfect sense to me. I've not heard it in that analogy, but it makes perfect sense to me. And then you've got some people that actually turn off the radio whenever they start, and then they just get scared. They get scared whenever they see things or whenever they hear things that cannot truly be explained, and they shut down.
But do they have reason to be scared?
I'm sorry?
Do they have a legitimate reason to be scared?
No. And again, going back to my theories about ghosts and spirits, I honestly think that most ghosts are simply impressions of things that have happened in the past. There could be a tragic event, and it could absolutely be, if you want to call it, an impression of an area that tends to play back. Or if a person did the same repetitious activity over and over again, it also leaves a groove. I think most of that is just not necessarily sentient, but it is played back. As for the spirits, sometimes they may have died so suddenly, or they had a connection with an area, or they had unfinished business, and they're stuck. Those are the ones that you can communicate with.
See, I agree with you that I believe that what happens is many of these ghost sightings that seem to be repetitious or caught in a loop have actually been imprinted in the electromagnetic forces of this planet. And as we all know, that tape recorders and videotape are based on electromagnetic signals.
Very true.
Yeah, so who knows? Richard, you and I have to take our news break at the bottom of the hour. Please stand by. Great having you with us again. And once again, congratulations on your new book that is coming out in the spring of 2015. In Exonation, the new book is entitled Haunted Plantations of the South, and it's published by Llewellyn.com. And if you'd like to find out all about Richard, his Haunted Route 66 book, it too is available at Llewellyn.com. My name is Rob McConnell. This is The X Zone, a place where people dare to believe and dare to be heard Monday through Friday from 10 p.m. Eastern until 2 a.m. Eastern, around the world on the X Zone Broadcast Network and our growing family of terrestrial radio stations and satellite networks. We'll be back on the other side of this break. Don't go away. My name is Rob McConnell, and I would like to tell you about a very special lady that I have the pleasure of knowing, and that's Miss Sylvia Anthony. Sylvia Anthony believes the golden years are a time to gear up and get busy, not relax and take it easy. She has faced many hardships in her 84 years, but they have made her stronger and more determined. As founder and president of Sylvia's Haven, a shelter for women and their children near Boston, Sylvia has helped transform over 1,086 lives in the past 27 years, not only with housing, but also providing direction as to where they can go to develop the earning skills they want and need to live free from difficult domestic situations. Sylvia's Haven is everything to Sylvia Anthony, even calling it her magnificent obsession. Women who qualify for the program at Sylvia's Haven receive assistance via guidance counselors to find the appropriate job opportunity. Women and their children may remain at the housing for up to 2 years. At the end of this time, or sooner, a woman who is successfully employed and has an apartment or home may leave Sylvia's Haven to begin a new and independent life. Now this is where you come in to help make Sylvia's dream into a reality. Sylvia's dream is to have a Sylvia's Haven in every state to help as many women and their children as she can, and to help this dream come true. A crowdfunding site has been established which can be accessed at www.sylviasdream.org. Now that's www.sylviasdream.org. With your financial help and support, Sylvia Anthony will continue to help those in their time of need, not only in the Boston area, but with her dream of having a Sylvia's Haven in every state of the United States. Your help is needed to make Sylvia's dream come true. Please visit and give at www.sylviasdream.org. Once again, www.sylviasdream.org. And remember, the only difference between a dream and reality is just doing it. We need your help to make Sylvia's dream come true. Visit www.sylviasdream.org. Once again, www.sylviasdream.org. For the X Zone Radio TV show and the X Chronicles newspaper, I am Rob McConnell. Now you can dial in to listen to the X Zone Radio Show from anywhere in the world with Rob McConnell 24/7, 365 by dialing 213-401-0080. That's 213-401-0080. If you have a mobile phone or landline, the X Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell is now at your beck and call at 213-401-0080. That's 213-401-0080, 24/7, 365.
This is the X Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
Welcome back, everyone. Richard Southall is my special guest this hour. He's the author of Haunted Route 66, Ghosts of America's Legendary Highway, and How to Be a Ghost Hunter. And he has a brand new book coming out in the spring of 2015 entitled Haunted Plantations of the South. Now, all of Richard's books are available at Llewellyn.com. They're a great company. They have great books and great authors, and that's why we are so happy that Richard is with us tonight, because we're going to be talking about something very interesting in this segment of the show, X Zone Nation. Richard, so many times we get people sending us emails about how they can become a paranormal investigator, or what is the proper procedure in conducting a paranormal investigation. Now, as a seasoned investigator yourself, how should a paranormal investigation be conducted in a professional manner?
Well, Rob, as I had mentioned earlier during the show, most of the paranormal investigation does not take place at the haunted site. Most of it would take place by doing research online, interviewing people, looking in the archives of a library, so on and so forth. Usually what I try to do is I try to get a team of about 3 to 4 people, and these people should have an interest in history, psychology, writing, so on and so forth. And we could break up the research of the investigation in with each and every person focusing on something different, which actually cuts down the time of an investigation considerably. I think that we need to be able to have certain skills. We need to be able to have people skills. We need to be able to talk with people, discern what may be fact from what may be fiction. We need to be able to take great notes, and we need to be able to determine if somebody is being sincere, whether they may have an honest paranormal experience themselves that they want to share, or that they just want some publicity. We've got to be able to discern that.